Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you've ever walked out of a meeting wondering why your perfectly crafted, totally brilliant pitch completely missed the mark with a prospect, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're mastering the DISC behavioral model. Think of this as your absolute ultimate tool for decoding customer communication, cutting out all that frustrating guesswork, and seriously boosting your sales success. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, an intro to the model. Then a deep dive into the 4 styles. After that, we'll talk about applying it in sales, integrating it into teamwork, and we'll wrap it all up with some takeaways and next steps. Section 1. Intro to the DISC model. This right here is the true foundation of sales communication. So what exactly is the DISC model? Well, at its core, it's a behavioral framework. It basically explains how people communicate and, crucially, how they make decisions. You see, probably the most common pitfall in sales is misreading a client and treating them the way you want to be treated instead of the way they actually need to be treated. DISC completely solves this by giving you a super clear, actionable framework so you can tailor your pitch to fit their specific psychological preferences. Think of an organization like this stack of colorful building blocks, where every single block is a different vital role. You've got the white block for the marketing director, the yellow marketing manager, the red sales manager, the dark blue brand manager, and the light blue advertising manager. Then you have the gray marketing coordinator, the green project coordinator, the orange social media coordinator, going all the way down to the brown account coordinator. Just like each of these specific, color-coded rules takes a totally different set of skills to keep the business standing strong, your customers require vastly different approaches too. A dominant, results-oriented buyer is going to want a fast, concise pitch, but a steady, relationship-focused buyer, they need trust. One size absolutely does not fit all. Moving right along to Section 2, the 4 behavioral styles. Time for a deep dive. First up, we've got dominance, or the D style. Think of this style like the powerful lion resting right here. These individuals are incredibly direct, they are completely results-focused, and they highly, highly value efficiency in their communication. When it's time to make a call, they decide quickly. They love brevity, they love confidence. So the takeaway for you? Your sales approach here has to be highly concise. Do not waste their time with fluff. Focus strictly on the outcomes and give them clear, actionable options. Next, we've got influence, or the I style. You see the joyful energy in this selfie? That hits the nail on the head. I-style individuals are outgoing, enthusiastic, and they deeply value social connections and recognition. Now, unlike the purely logical lion we just talked about, influence-style buyers tend to decide emotionally. They love positive tones, shared experiences, and validation. Your strategy? Bring the energy, use personal stories, build a collaborative vibe, and make the whole interaction super engaging and enthusiastic. Now let's shift gears to steadiness, or the S style. Look at the calm, focused demeanor here. It perfectly captures their essence. They are patient, thoughtful, and they prioritize stability above all else. S-style buyers aren't going to let you rush them. Your approach here requires immense patience. You really need to lean into empathy, consistency, and showing a long-term commitment. By offering clear, gentle explanations and consistent reassurance, you're building that crucial foundation of trust that these buyers absolutely require before they move forward. And rounding out our core 4 is conscientiousness, the C style. As you can probably guess from these charts, their absolute top priority is analysis. Conscientious folks are highly detail-oriented. They care about precision, logic, and they want all the detailed information before making a choice. They're going to ask you in-depth questions and look for hard, undeniable evidence. To win them over, you've got to provide logical explanations, thorough data, and, this is huge, respect their need for reflection. No high-pressure sales tactics here, okay? All right, Section 3, applying DISC in sales. Let's take all this from theory into practice. So you're probably wondering, how do I actually spot these styles on the fly, right in the middle of a meeting? Well, here are the exact steps. First, just observe their pace. Fast-paced, direct talkers are usually dominance or influence. Actually, if it's a D, they've probably already tried to speed up your presentation. A slower, more deliberate pace points to steadiness or conscientiousness. Next, read the room, read their physical cues. Assertive gestures? Dominance. Highly expressive body language? Influence. A relaxed posture suggests steadiness, while a more reserved, contained presence is a hallmark of conscientiousness. Finally, just listen to their questions. Asking about bottom-line results? That's a D. Digging into the granular technical details? Yep, you're dealing with a C. And this brilliantly illustrates what to do next. Once you've pegged their style, this matrix is basically your ultimate cheat sheet. Dealing with dominance, adapt with speed and brevity, and handle objections by offering decisive, quick solutions. If they're influence, bring that enthusiasm and storytelling, and tackle objections by optimistically reframing their concerns. Got a steadiness style? Patience is key. Offer calm guidance and reassure them by proving long-term stability to create emotional safety. And for the conscientious buyer, give them structure and evidence. You'll want to overcome their objections with precise, data-driven, logical answers. By integrating these techniques into your everyday sales activities, you're doing something incredibly powerful. You're building muscle memory. When you regularly tailor your communication and enhance your qualification process by recognizing these tendencies, adjusting your pitch just becomes totally instinctive. And honestly, this leads to much more accurate forecasting because you actually start to understand how and when your prospect is going to make their decision. Let's move to Section 4. Integrating DISC into teamwork, focusing on internal alignment. You know, a killer sales team is exactly like these interlocking colored gears. It absolutely needs all 4 styles working in total harmony. You need your D types to make those fast, hard decisions. You need your I types because they excel at networking and boosting team morale. You need your S types to provide that steadfast support and cohesion. And your C types doing the meticulous analysis that actually informs your strategy. When leadership gets this, they can assign tasks based on unique strengths, and the whole machine just hums. Plus, just talking about these profiles out in the open creates a common language for your whole team. Instead of getting annoyed that a colleague is asking way too many detailed questions, you suddenly realize, oh, they're just a C-type doing what they do best. That kind of mutual understanding drastically cuts down on internal miscommunication and friction. And finally, Section 5, takeaways and next steps. Ultimately, and I think these connected figures represent this perfectly, mastering DISC is really about making better human connections. When you recognize these 4 styles, when you literally learn to speak the language of the lion, the socialite, the steady rock, and the analyst, you have much clearer conversations. And it's no secret, clearer conversations mean fewer misunderstandings, and ultimately significantly higher conversion rates for you. So I want to leave you with a question to really chew on today. Which DISC style are you naturally drawn to in your own communication? And exactly how are you going to adapt it to serve the unique needs of your very next prospect? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer, and happy selling!